morning, wake up money. It's time to pack everything up and move. But there are some ways you can make your next move a bit of a smoother one and save some cash at the same time. Joining us this morning is Chris Schilling with Turbo Realty. And Chris, moving is one of the most expensive things, and it's so expensive you don't expect it. So how can we save some money here?
I tell you, it's just traumatic for everybody that's involved in the process. And so some of the ways that you can save is, obviously packing yourself, but also getting recycled boxes. So there's a lot of places that you can go to get recycled boxes.
You know what I did the last two times I moved? I went dumpster diving.
Dumpster diving works?
It might be illegal in the city of Houston, so if it is, I wouldn't advise it. But there was a great hospital down the street where I lived in Sacramento, and they had boxes and boxes and boxes.
Liquor stores, it's amazing. So all of a sudden, your neighbors see, 40 boxes that all have different kind of liquor, and so it looks like you guys are drunks. But again, recycle boxes are fabulous. It's a great way to go. Some of the things that we do is go to like Lowe's or Home Depot in order to buy those packing supplies because you can get them a little cheaper. Walmart. So there's ways to get tape and things cheaper than typically your moving companies because there's a pretty good uptick whenever they're going to charge you for those items. But some of the things that we do is like don't move at the end of the month. Everyone's moving at the end of the month, and so their rates will fluctuate as far as moving companies.
But if you're moving from an apartment and you have to pay that additional month-to-month fee, so you're not really
right. And so what you can do though is that maybe you move the week before, and so there's a slight overlap, but. That way you can go ahead and get situated and get your utilities on. But don't forget the utilities. That's one of the things that folks really forget whenever they're moving. So make sure that you get those things turned on early enough because the electrical companies, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days to get the electric on. And the last thing you want to have is move into a house with no water and no electricity. So make sure that you do those things ahead of time. One of the biggest things that we do is pack an emergency kit, which includes things like paper towels and toilet paper and soap, hand soap, bottled water. Those are things that you're going to need immediately whenever you move in. And so if you have kind of an emergency kit that you know where those things are, it's a really good thing.
And paper plates.
Paper plates.
As well. I'm recommending because when I moved here to Houston, my dishes didn't get here until a week after I did. And
right, or
I
you
was
don't
out
know
of
where
luck.
they're at. I mean, so it's problematic. So underwear, things like that are important.
Always pack an extra pair. That's what my mom says. And then let's talk about, there's a deadline coming up, a tax deadline you wanted to mention.
So I have a good friend of mine, James, and we were just talking about it. Tuesday, May 31st, is the cutoff for the Harris County Appraisal District for your protest for taxes. And so because Monday's a holiday, you really need to be getting that in. And so if you think that your tax valuation is too high, there's a protest form where you can go ahead and request a formal hearing. And so you need to get that form completed and in, at least postmarked. Their office is right on 290, so it's real easy to get over there and go ahead and get that in.
So you need to have it postmarked by Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, that's the deadline. And so I would do it today or tomorrow to just make sure that you get it in.
And can you get that form online usually?
You can get that form. It's HCAD, so Harris County Appraisal District.org. And they have a fillable form right on the left-hand side.
All right, Chris Schilling, Turbo Realty. Thanks, Chris.